Hey friends, you want to catch that monster tuna, but what you don't want is you don't want your stuff to break.
Right?
Not good, Douglas.
No.
No, especially when it comes to your tackle, your terminal tackle. If you've watched Wicked Tuna in the past, you've seen breaks and all these potential issues. And if you're just getting started, especially like, how do I get it set up? Well, we got a treat for you today. We're gonna give you a master class on how to do your entire terminal tackle setup from the hook to the beginning of the line, if you will. And we've got the magician himself, Mr. Doug Gray. We're in his shop. He is the owner of Killer Bee Customs, and he does all of our rods here on Speechless. And he's also our first mate, and he's fired up about bluefin season, Douglas.
Ready to go.
We are so ready to go, and that's why we've got these series of videos getting you ready, because last year, because the fish were in Virginia for the first time so prevalently in December, tons of people were trying to fish for them, and many were having tackle failures because they didn't really know what they were necessarily doing. So we're creating this video for wherever you are, if you're looking to catch that monster fish, but especially that monster bluefin tuna. We want you to be prepared for it. This video is going to show you how to do that. Let's start, Douglas, with the hook itself. What say you on this one?
All right, this is a 10-aught size Mustad 7691. That's the model number, if you will, of the hook. Okay. 10-aught is the size. We use 9s and 10s.
9s and 10s. Now, that's the thing that people have to remember. The mistake that you can make is if you get a hook that's too small, you might get the bite, but it can certainly and if it bends that hook at all, and that has happened to us, one or two times. It happened to us after a 7-hour fight at the final fish of the season a couple years ago, and it's heartbreaking because we lost that fish, and that you don't want it to straighten up on you.
Right. No
bueno. Okay, so 9 or 10-aught. This is the Mustad. That's the hook. Okay, what's next?
We use 175-pound fluorocarbon leader.
175-pound fluorocarbon.
Yes.
Leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is 30 feet long.
30 feet of leader,
yes,
in this case. All right, great to know.
From there, that's connected to your main line via a barrel swivel or a wind-on swivel.
Okay.
We use these wind-on Spros, the Spro Heavy Swivel, and it's a 380-pound test swivel.
What do you mean a Spro? Okay, Spro is the brand.
Spro is the brand. That is what we use that to connect to our monofilament Top Shot, which is the line that's on the reel, 300, 350 yards of 150-pound test.
Okay, got it. All right, so we've got 350 yards of Top Shots.
Yes.
Which is that monofilament, and that is how many pounds again? 150?
150 pounds.
150 pounds, okay. Do we want to show how to make that connection?
Yeah, let's put it all together. We'll start right with the hook.
Okay.
We're going to pretend that this is my fluorocarbon.
Yep, that's our fluoro. That's our 30 feet of fluoro.
This is, believe it or not, this is 30 feet.
Okay.
We're going to start with a crimp.
The size of the crimp here?
You size your crimp to match your line.
To match your line, that's right.
Yes. So a 150-pound line is typically going to take a 1.6 crimp.
Okay, got it. Okay. Helpful.
So get your crimp on your line, slide on a loop protector called chafing gear as well.
Chafing gear, which comes in these strips here that you see. You don't use it, it has a chance to snap it, break it, chafe it.
It can chafe your line.
It's too hot, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we're gonna slide on it a chin weight. Then we're gonna go in your chafe gear.
Hold up, let me just show this for so that we see that really clearly. So we've got our crimp, we've got our chin weight. This is for the ballyhoo.
Yes.
We've got the 9-aught, 10-aught, whichever one, and then we've got our chafe protector. Okay, great.
Now we're gonna run our line back through the crimp, and then we're gonna do the important step here. We're gonna mushroom the end of this line. We're gonna take a lighter, heat it a little bit right on the end.
And it literally flares out, and then you tapped it, and that gave it that mushroom effect.
Right, we'll pull that right down to your crimp.
So now it stops because of this. Because of what you did, you are using, otherwise the line would just slip through.
Right.
But because that you just created that mushroom effect, now it's actually holding that in place before we crimp it. Makes it easier.
Pull that down like that, and then we will properly pinch that crimp. And we want to make sure that we leave a little flare on either end of your crimp.
So if you crimp the ends of a crimp, that could cause a problem.
It could cause a problem. You want a little bit of a waste in there, okay? You want it flared on the ends so that you don't have any hard, sharp edges that could cut your line.
So what we've got here is we've got just the hook is at the edge of this basically. Then we've got that chin weight, and we've crimped the middle, but not the ends. The ends are flared out of the crimp itself. And you said it's possible to over crimp something.
If you don't have to get crazy with a lot of pressure with your crimping pliers. You need to learn to practice with them. You want them crimped properly, but if you over crimp it, you can crush that line
if you're
inside.
sitting there going like this, that's probably too much.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take our lure. That's gonna slide down your leader, and then your ballyhoo is gonna be wrapped onto your hook. These people use all different sizes, colors. Everybody has their favorite color. So we're gonna have this 30 feet again. We're gonna slide on a crimp.
Same process here.
Same process, chafe gear, and then our swivel. And back through. Again, we wanna make sure we mushroom our leader.
Tap, tap.
Tap, tap. Pull that down to your crimp. World-class fisherman Mark de Blasio on the waterproof.
Yeah.
Did an experiment at the dock several years back. He and his mate took a leader setup, ran the line through the crimp, flared it, mushroomed the end of it, and did not crimp, intentionally did not pinch the crimp. They wanted to see how much of a difference that little mushroom makes. They pulled 30 pounds of drag before it failed. That kind of gives you a little indication of why that's important. If you don't have a perfect crimp, which this is not crimped yet, if you don't have a perfect crimp, that little ball of melted line could save the day for you. Could save your fish.
I feel that.
So again, we're gonna crimp that.
Perfectly done. Slightly flared out, right?
Right.
Looks like a little bit of an ice cream cone there. So that way you're not having those sharp edges dig into the line itself.
Correct.
Okay, good. That's that's the type of thing I would do wrong. Just by not watching a video like this. I would think I'm supposed to crimp the whole thing all the way through. So that is extremely helpful. Okay, so what's next?
Well, that's gonna run to this is obviously our leader setup. This is our terminal gear.
Yep.
This is gonna run to look at
our 300 yards of mono.
That's a big fishing reel right there.
Yeah, it is. This is why, it gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. Because this is very expensive.
Actually, it's not terribly expensive, and what the cool part about it is we use the braid backing on the line on our reels at 600 yards. So if you have another fish swims into your line, breaks your line, or something happens, it gets cut off some kind of way, something like that, you're not replacing the whole spool of line. You're only replacing your top shot.
Right.
So it is expensive to begin with, using the braid backing, but in the long run, you're saving yourself a lot of time and money by only having to change out that top shot.
Got it. Okay. So now we're putting on our top shot, 300 yards, 1,800-ish feet.
Yep.
Exact same process again?
Yep, same process. Crimp, chafe gear, through your swivel, wind on type swivel that goes easily through our Winthrop tackle roller guide.
We talked about this in another video, but all this stuff that you're doing right now, all this has to go through your roller guides.
Yep.
Which is why we recommend the Winston roller guides.
Winthrop.
Winston. What a dummy. What a dummy. Dumb. Winthrop, because if we're not using Winthrop, you have found that they make essentially the widest openings.
The most clearance I've seen.
Yes,
I don't know
frames.
anybody else
clearance.
that has even as much clearance. Certainly not anymore.
I don't know why other manufacturers wouldn't offer that same amount of clearance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because this is a big problem if you don't have it. So
Absolutely.
That's why we use the Winthrop, and yeah, it's going to cost you more to make sure that you've got a substantially superior product. So now we've made our connection to our top shot. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you've got both lines have the chafe guard, have the crimp, and we've got the swivel in the middle. Looking good, Douglas.
Yep.
Then we've got to make one more connection, right?
To our braid backing.
To our braid backing.
With the braid, we're gonna have 600 yards.
600 yards, okay.
Yeah.
All right, another 600 yards.
So there's two different ways to make your connection here. You can use the more expensive way to do it is a hollow core line, meaning that you will make a splice and that line will actually go inside of this, and it works like a Chinese finger trap.
Right.
If you've ever played with one of those kids' toys,
Yeah.
you put your fingers in it, and the harder you pull, the tighter it gets, you can't get your fingers out.
We do have a video on that, by the way, that we did with you. If we don't do the Chinese
Finger trap
method,
Right.
what's the other way?
The other method is it's faster. You can do it on the fly on the boat. To do a proper splice, it probably takes 15 or 20 minutes to get it done right. Whereas the other method is to I will make a double line.
Okay.
So I'll do. This is what we again. We follow what Mark de Blasio says. If he says it works, I believe him 100%.
All right, we believe you. In Mark de Blasio, we trust.
Yes. We'll take. So we have that gives us our double line, and then we're going to use a 310-pound barrel swivel. Okay, and we're going to do what's called a cat's paw here. So we're going to run it through. Make our loop like that, and then our swivel is going to go through there 3 or 4 times through both of those loops. 2 like that.
Yeah.
Then you're going to make sure that both legs of your double line are even, and as we pull that down,
oh wow,
see how it's starting to tighten up on there, and then you can massage it a little bit to get it. Okay, so that's going from our braid backing, which is 200-pound test.
Yes.
And then we're going to crimp our main line onto, again, we're going to do just like we did before.
Mm-hmm.
Flare our end. Tap, tap, tap. Through the swivel. And typically, oh, you know what I did? I flared it before I put it through the crimp.
That's all right.
Time out. Okay.
You're good.
Through the swivel, through the crimp, then flare your line.
Yeah.
Don't get in a hurry.
Follow the world on YouTube watching.
Follow the proper steps.
Yes, sir.
Tap, tap, tap. Pull that down. And typically when we do a connection with a crimp, we'll leave a little loop. Well, this is a little different. We're gonna pull this down tight.
And there's no like chafe guard?
No, there's no chafe gear or anything on there. This line typically will come off the reel one time, and when it gets back on the reel, you're done.
That's it.
Your main line, your top shot is on the reel, and you fight the fish from there. Right. This is not a connection that's going to be going in and out,
generally
in and out,
not a failure point.
Usually goes out once, and comes back in once, and then you fight your fish to the boat. But again, we'll crimp. You crimp, and that's our connection that connects our main line, our braid backing to our monofilament top shot.
Wow, that was great. So in terms of terminal tackle, give us the super fast review in a nutshell.
Okay.
We said We start with a
9 or 10/0 Mustad 7691 hook.
Yep.
Chin weight, chafe gear, crimp.
Perfect.
Remember, we're always going to mushroom the end of our line. Make sure we have a flare on our crimp connection.
Yep.
Then we're going to slide our lure on. Then there's all kinds of different lures that people have their favorite shapes, sizes, and colors and brands.
Yep.
We're going to go 30 feet of 175-pound fluorocarbon leader. Then we're going to use chafe gear, properly sized crimp, and a 380-pound wind-on swivel. And on our main line side, which is a 150-pound monofilament, we're going to use the same setup here. Properly sized crimp, chafe gear, mushroom your monofilament, and properly crimp without pinching the line. We're going 300 to 350 yards of top shot, connected to 600 yards of 200-pound braid backing. We're going to use a 310-pound barrel swivel with a cat's paw knot, and also on our monofilament, again, we're going to mushroom the end and flare our crimp. And this crimp we're going to pull down tight to the to your barrel swivel. Again, this is typically on a fish. If it goes off the reel at all, once it comes back on, you don't have that coming in and out a bunch of times. Again, with the 300 to 350 yards of top shot, if you have to change your line due to stress, it's been on there for a year or so, you're only having to change 300 yards of line out rather than a full spool, which on a 130 is going to be close to 1,000 yards. That does get expensive. Changing out 300 yards, which we'll change 3 or 4 times during the season.
Right.
It doesn't cost that much.
Doesn't cost nearly as much.
Right.
It might sound like a dumb question, but if somebody's watching this and saying, I'd like for him to do my first, do that for me, spool up my whole, line for me, can you do that?
Absolutely.
Is that something you do?
Yeah, sure. Bring your reels by. I can, I don't work on reels. I don't service them.
Right.
But I can spool them up and we can get your whole setup just like this. You can buy a whole setup from me. Rod, reel, line, lure. All you have to do is go put it on your boat and put it overboard.
And catch the big one.
And go catch the big one.
Well, we hope to catch the big one. We hope that you're there with us. In fact, we've got charters available this December going out of Virginia Beach for bluefin tuna with this guy and the professor himself, Captain Ron Edwards. Then in January, February, and probably the first couple weeks of March even, we've got bluefin charters running out of Oregon Inlet. Dougie here is going to be with us the whole time, and during that time he's not able to make as many rods as he does the rest of the year, but make sure if you're interested in a rod, you reach out to him at Killer Bee Customs. We'll put the number on the screen for you and in the description as well. Make sure you check out speechlesssportfishing.com. We'd love to have you fish with us. We hope that this was educational to you. Put in your questions in the comment section, and then I'll make sure that the magician here answers them for you, because he is so dang helpful. Hope to see you on the waters. Until the next time, everyone, stay salty.